Very good morning, children. Today, let us see the physical map of India. We have been doing from 2-3 days various landforms of India as well as physical features of India. Let us understand it more clearly with the help of the map. When we talk about the physical feature of our country, we find that on the top of our country, just over the top of our country, we find two ranges. Number one, this one is your Karakoram and this one is your Kullan. Here Hindu Kush as well as Kullan. When we move this towards this particular area, towards the north of the India, we find that this is the top of our country, which is known as the Jammu and Kashmir. This area is covered with rugged mountain terrains. I told you that how the mountains are the various kind of landforms. If we move ahead, we find here that this is known as the Himalayan ranges. This is the Himalayan ranges, which is where we find prominent peaks like Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, etc. This area is the area which is covered with snow throughout the year. Just towards the south of it, we find that here there is the northern plain of our country. That northern plain where we find extensive agriculture is there for growing various food crops which are there to satisfy the human consumption of various food crops which are grown in this particular area. When we talk about the various boundaries, the various water boundaries, we find here, this is the Arabian Sea, this is the Lakshadweep, the Bay of Bengal. When we talk about the Arabian Sea, we find in the Arabian Sea, this is your Arabian Sea. Here we find the prevalence of the Western Ghats. These Western Ghats, they are continuous. Continuous means there are no separation between any of the mountain ranges. Just parallel to the Western Ghats, we find that this is the Eastern Ghats. The Eastern Ghats are those Ghats. This is your Eastern Ghats. The Eastern Ghats are those Ghats which are also known as the Coromandel coast, whereas the Western Ghats are also known as the Malabar coast. The area between the Arabian Sea as well as your Western Ghats, this is known as the Malabar coast. And the area between the Bay of Bengal as well as the Western Ghats, it is known as the Coromandel coast. The basic difference, apart from that, this is your desert area. That desert area which I will be explaining you in after the Western Ghats. Moving ahead to today's topic, that is the Peninsular Plateau. I told you yesterday also that plateau is an upland. Suppose you have a table. When you keep a book on that table, the uplanded, the book which is on the land is a plain area, but something which is up, that is your plateau. Here in this example, the plain area is a table and a book is a plateau. So basically, plateau is that area which is on the upward side. You know that when we talk about the various landforms which has originated, they have originated from various tectonic plates. The drifting up of the Indo-Australian plate with the Eurasian plates, formation of the Himalayas, and subsequently the formation of the northern plain of India. There was a big gap. This gap was there because the sea, which was named as the Tethys Sea, moved upwards. There was a hollow land. Subsequently, with the flowing up of the rivers, along with the sediments, we find gradually this hole was covered with the sediments of the rivers which originated from the Himalayas. This was an upland, and this was the origin of the Peninsular Plateau in our country. Looking to the features of the plateau, we find that the plateau is broad at the base. And at the top of the plateau, there are the rounded hills. The difference between the mountains and the plateaus are mountains have a peak on the top. Mountain like the Himalayas. Plateau broad at the base and rounded at the top. Example, the Deccan Plateau of our country or the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Moving ahead to the explanation of this particular plateaus, we find that there is a combination or the prevalence of igneous as well as metamorphic rocks in this particular area. This is an area which has the maximum amount of black soil because of the volcanic eruptions. When the volcanic eruptions are there, we find black soil. Black soil is coming out of the lava eruptions. When we talk about the division of the Deccan Plateaus or the division of the Peninsular Plateau, we find that there are basically two divisions of the Peninsular Plateau. Children, I would like to remind you here that in the map, as I told you the explanation, you have to understand the learning. From many years, we have been getting a question in the examination, the difference between the two divisions of the Peninsular Plateau. Moving ahead, talking to the answer of this particular question, we find that when we talk about the Central Highlands, to the north of the Narmada River, wherever we have the Narmada River, to the north of the Narmada River, we find that there is an area which is known as the Malwa Plateau. This is an area which has been bordered by the Vindhyas range. You know, in the north, we have the Vindhyas range. So this is the area where we find the emergence of the Vindhya ranges. When we talk about the Central Highlands on the south, this is an area which has the Central Highlands on the south. Whereas we have the Aravallis on the northwest part of our country. When we talk about the Central Highlands, just to make it very clear cut in your minds so that there is no confusion, we find that towards the northwest, we have the Aravallis. Am I clear to you? Then on the south, we have the Central Highlands. Here what do we find is, here we find that in there is the stretches. This is the area of the northwest and this is the area where it finally merges into the sandy and the rocky desert of Rajasthan. I hope my explanation is quite clear to you. When we talk about the Central Highlands, we find here the emergence of the rivers. Children, I would like to explain to you very clearly, there lies a difference between the Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. Himalayan rivers are basically perennial. Why they are perennial? They are perennial because they are covered with snow. And since they are covered with snow, 24/7, we find that the water keeps on flowing with the sun rays. Now when the sun rays there, we find that the rivers keep on flowing. The Gangotri glacier, from the Gangotri glacier, the emergence of Ganga. From the Yamunotri glacier, the emergence of Yamuna. But there lies a difference between the Himalayan rivers as well as the peninsular rivers. In the Himalayan rivers, the water is perennial. But in the peninsular rivers, the water is not perennial. They do not flow throughout the year. It is dependent on the rainfall. The more the rainfall, the more is the water in the rivers. The less the rainfall or no rainfall, there will be no water in the peninsular rivers. This is a difference which is out of the context but related to your understanding. So when we talk about the rivers which are originated or which are there in the peninsular rivers are, we find about Chambal River, Sindh River, Betwa River as well as Ken rivers. I am repeating my line again. The rivers which are there is Chambal, Betwa, Ken as well as Sindh. This is an important one marker question. When we talk about the Chota Nagpur Plateau, it moves towards the eastward direction. It moves towards the eastward direction. Talking about the eastern edge of the peninsular plateau or the central highlands, we find here there is Bundelkhand as well as Bangelkhand. I repeat, Bundelkhand as well as Bangelkhand. Moving ahead to the south of the Narmada lies the Deccan Plateau. When we see in the map the central position, this is the position. This is your coastal area. The central position, it is like this. We find the south of the Narmada River, we find the emergence of the Deccan Plateau. This is a plateau where we find that it is the broad base. It is the base of the Satpura from its north. The Satpura range from its north. We find various kinds of hill ranges found here. The various hill ranges are the Mahadev Hill Range, Kaimur Hill Range and the Maikal ranges which are prevalent here. We find here that Deccan Plateau, when we talk about the Deccan Plateau, it is higher in the west. But as it moves to the eastward side, its width keeps on decreasing. Its width keep on decreasing. Meaning what? It is higher in the west and it slopes down to the to less wide width in the as it slopes gently towards the western part to the eastern part of our country. The Deccan Plateau has been known by several names. The various names to this is like the Meghalaya Karbi, the Meghalaya Karbi, the Anglong Plateau, Meghalaya Karbi, Anglong Plateau, which is separated by a fault. Fault means a landmass which separates between these two areas. We find here the hills. Let me tell you, when we talk about the plateau hills are not very high. They are not as high elevated like the mountains. They are the small mountains with a minimum elevation of maximum elevation of round about 900 to 1100 height. We find here the various passes, the various mountain ranges. And what are the mountain ranges? The mountain ranges are Garo, Khasi and Jaintia hills. What are the three types of hill ranges here? Garo, Khasi as well as the Jaintia hills. This is the explanation of the term of the Peninsular Plateau, division of the Peninsular Plateau into two important parts. Just moving ahead, related to the topic is the difference of, as I told you in the starting of this particular module, that we have the Western Ghats as well as the Eastern Ghats. When we talk about the Western Ghats which lie to the west of the area, Arabian Sea as well as the Western Ghats. Here we find that the ranges are continuous. There is only one pass. They are continuous. Whenever the water evaporates from the Arabian Sea, we find it gets evaporated, and here, whatever passes are there, it just splashes into the mountain ranges and bring rainfall into the Western Ghats. When we talk about the Eastern Ghats, they are the Eastern Ghats which are discontinuous, meaning there are big passes into this particular area. All the rivers which are moving from from the north of our country, from moving to the central part of our country, finally merges up into the central part, which is known as the Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghat is an area which is just parallel to the Arabian Sea. I am sorry for that. It is not Arabian Sea, it is Bay of Bengal. So when we find that the coastal areas, the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal areas, these ghats play a very important role. Whenever in these areas we find that these passes plays a prominent role in bringing the rainfall into this particular area. Children, this is also a very important question from the examination point of view. The question which comes of 3 marks is, what is the difference between the Western Ghats as well as the Eastern Ghats? I will be providing you notes subsequently once I complete my chapter. Now, after this, I will come to the next topic, the desert area. Just giving a brief of the desert area so that I can continue with this topic tomorrow. The area which is a plain area but which has been there for a vast extensive piece of land, that is a desert. When we talk about the desert of our country, we find here that desert area is basically that area where the rainfall is very less. When we talk about our country, the Indian desert, we find that there is a rainfall which is less than 150 centimeter in our country. In the Indian desert, there is only one river which flows in, and that is the Luni River. This is also a question which we get as a 1 marker question. This is a Luni River. Here we find the emergence of streams. As soon as the rainfall is there, since the desert area has high temperature, as soon as the high temperature is there, a limited amount from the peninsular river, when the rainfall comes down, we find that whatever the rainfall is there, it goes directly sweeps into the desert area. This is the explanation of the desert area of our country. I hope you have understood the difference between the Central Highlands as well as the Deccan Plateau and the explanation of the desert. Thank you very much.